We're hovering over the target and taking some flack.
And getting bombarded by dirty liberals.
Ooh, yeah.
Welcome to the Out of Control Show with Rusty J and Kent C. Straight. It's about to get dangerously dangerous.
What's out of control?
Who's out of control?
Where's it out of control?
And why is it out of control now, Kent?
Well, you know, Rusty J, I got to tell you, the latest news, there's a lot of news.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've sat down and had a discussion.
We took a holiday break, folks. Hopefully you folks saw our Viewer's Choice Liberal Scandal Christmas Marathon.
Brought to you by Spotify and Rumble, because YouTube still won't let us have it on.
Yep, they won't let us. They done did us dirty. So. And what else done did us dirty is we just got suspended on X, Twitter. So to our few followers on there and friends, just wanted to say hi. And if you happen to not see our account on X, we got nuked.
Yeah, shut down. Maybe more of an administration thing. I think there's a bot war going on behind the scenes. So maybe we're a bot. I don't know.
I don't know, man. They can clearly click on any of our episodes. Hopefully you folks do as well. And if you like to join in on the conversation, please like, share, and subscribe.
You bet.
But yeah, we just wanted to mention to our folks, hi there. If you don't see us on Twitter, now you know why. We got some sort of permanent suspension, and they won't really tell us why. So we've filed a few appeals, but
says we're not real. We're a bot. We're inauthentic.
Yeah, welcome
Whatever
to the
that
Matrix. Welcome to the Matrix.
Yeah, or the Twilight Zone, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Do I exist? Do any of us really exist?
It could be just one big simulation.
What is time?
What
really?
is time?
You know?
Yeah,
so anyway.
We don't have enough time.
So in the last, since the holidays, there's been a lot gone on from the cyber truck blowing up in front of Trump Tower.
Like I always like to say.
Up to the trade wars and tariffs that we've been dealing with.
Yeah, so 2024 left and 2025 showed up. Looked over at 2024 and said, "Hold my beer, bro. We're going to get this stuff going." And it's been, electric right from the get go. We're already almost mid-February here, and you can't even what happened at the beginning. We forgot all about these bombings and terrorist attacks that took place. You know, that's just old news, and maybe we should it's. Yeah, one crazy thing after another. Just wild.
It's like January was 70 days long.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah.
It's taken, the beginning of 2025 has been out of control.
Yeah, if it wasn't UFOs, it was tariffs.
Drones that just went away.
Yeah, they just disappeared, and now airplanes are falling out of the skies like missiles. I watched 4 airplanes, and I'll tell you, those crashes really resemble missile strikes. And I've watched a lot of war footage over the years, and these some of these ones like Pennsylvania, the aftermath, there was a pretty big hole in the ground. So yeah, wild, just out of control stuff, totally out of control. 2025, bro, is the year that's out of control.
It's coming in like a
Like,
lion.
look what Trump's on board and what he's doing. He's he's making
a lot of changes.
He's making a mockery of Canada and making us look like a joke. Everybody's running around screaming about tariffs and their hair's on fire and what are we going to do? And all they have to do is secure the border. And look, now all of a sudden it's the number one priority. We're going to secure the border. Well, 10 years it's been wide open, and who's come across, we don't even know, man. And we don't even know how out of control that topic is, bro. But
I've seen a lot of Canadians, like I believe we said this a few episodes ago when we talked about Trump trolling Canada with these first few social media tweets, right? But he was talking about the border, fentanyl, things like that. And yes, Canada has absolutely scrambled.
Well,
and what I find funny, though, is, I mean, they have this plan. It was $1.3 billion for border spending. And I believe they bought 2 Black Hawk helicopters, which don't cover a lot of area. It's something, but... And then it just seemed like the Liberals and even Pierre and the Conservatives there, they were instantly talking trade war, while not really talking about what they could do on our side of the border. And I see a lot of Canadians kind of, far more drugs go in from Mexico. Firearms come up from America. Like, it's not just our problem, right? And you are right.
Well,
but it's
unnecessary hype, and the media and everybody made this out to be more than it should have been. Other than our premier, high five Danielle Smith, to be the only adult at the table and going down, meeting with the man, saying, hey, what can we do to make things right? Now, when all the other clowns were talking about tariffs and how, you're going to take booze off, Buddy pulled all the booze off, and then within a day, he had to put it all back because Trump said 30 days. And he's trolling. Trump is trolling these guys. They are falling for it, and it is freaking hilarious.
Like, he hates the Liberals.
Bro. No, but he is like, if he is smart as he is, and if he has enough good people, like, he's toying with us and making a mockery. The last 30 days, bro, of this tariff crap has been unnecessary because all they had to do was secure the border. That's it. And say, this is what we're doing. And now all of a sudden they're doing that. Well, kinda. Because Parliament is still...
prorogued.
Waiting. What frickin' prorogued?
During the...
Pierogi. Well,
so the Liberals can have a leadership contest.
They can't make any calls. They don't have any money. They're...
Well, like I was saying earlier, the $1.3 billion that they've announced,
chump change,
like for the border, though,
is chump change.
Yeah, but what they often fail to mention, especially in the news, it's over 6 years,
right? So
it's not like, it's 200,000 here, 200,000 or 200 million, sorry, but but it's out of control. Like, we need boots on the ground, and we need to solve the problems on our side of the border.
It should have been done a long time ago. It's a little too late.
It is too late.
We have no idea who has come and gone in our country from, and if you listen to the Sean Ryan show, listen to the episode with Sarah Adams, and she explains how out of control it really is, and how the sleeper cells, like there's 1,000 sleeper cells alone in the United States. How many do we have?
Well, that's what they're aware of.
And
there's probably more.
That's right. And how many are here? And how many different factions? Let's just face it. We've been penetrated by...
So we penetrate the cabinets.
Our cabinets have been penetrated.
Right, by some significant countries. And how far does that penetration go? We don't know, because our liberal government won't let us know who is. And right now, they're doing a, they're already, Freeland's already in... there's animosity and there's accusations of her and the Chinese.
Yeah.
So who else is like China? We know China, India. Like, let's just face it. You could pretty much say those are the guarantees that have some real good pull in our country, right?
The Liberal leadership contest right now, which most of us assume the establishment or insiders have picked Mark Carney pretty much as the leader, right?
Ruby for the win.
Well, the people,
Ruby. You're gonna win it,
people
Ruby.
want the Ruby. She's speaking
Come
like
on.
a conservative. But the reason we mentioned it is because apparently it just came out that the government of China via WeChat, which is like their WhatsApp Chinese version. Now, just remember that China limits the internet huge, so there's only a small handful, if any, social media like sites like Instagram or WeChat, WhatsApp, anything like that. They have a tight control on it. So it sounds like via WeChat that they were messing with Freeland's campaign. Some skin in the game.
Absolutely,
I
they
mean,
have
if
skin
they-
in the game. Here's the thing: they could be messing with them all, right?
Or only a couple of them.
We know that there is a strong influence with the Chinese government and our government. However, will we ever find how deep those ties go? Probably never. And if we do, it'll be something like what's going down in the United States right now. But it'll be monumental. And we as the government, or the people, the government, have the right to know who's running the show here. And so here's another example of Chinese collusion or foreign interference when here's a story we've talked about. And what about those police stations? Or what
there
about
more of
those scientists there that were messing around with
In Winnipeg and now working for China, yeah.
right. So here we go again, China. So
Well, speaking of that, just recently, the Hogue Commission came to a conclusion where Justice Hogue said that there really wasn't anything of major concern as far as our parliamentarians and foreign interference. Basically, as for months we've all been saying, release the names, tell us the potential traitors in our government or the people who have betrayed Canada. And it came back, and the ruling was there's nothing of concern. But I did see one or two interviews of, I believe it was CSIS or former CSIS members, who had said that there is more than enough evidence that the RCMP and CSIS have that they really need to go back and look at this again. So it seems like a lot of people are doubting the Hogue Commission. And
sure, it's just more dirty liberals covering up for dirty liberals. Sorry there, Kent, but there's nothing clean about any of these guys. And
it's fishy. It's fishy.
It's so fishy all the way down. And, does that have any ties to China? Some of these investigations and the people that were supposedly... And under the Freedom of Information Act, can we get that report?
It would take a couple years,
Well, yeah, we'll
by
forget
that
all
time.
about that, It'll
So-
be the end of the world by then, bro.
And
At the
there's-
rate we're going, but it's... it'll be forgotten. And doesn't she break bread with Justin? Aren't they like old lifetime friends? There's got to be a connection.
From what I heard, is Justice Hogue, I think is a lawyer, or worked at the law firm where Chrétien had worked, and I believe Pierre Trudeau at some time. We'll have to put up some information to verify that, but
Right.
from what I heard, she has long-standing ties with famous liberal people. Allegedly, we can't just say that.
I guess you can't say that.
Our opinions are,
Yeah.
and a lot of other Canadians, is that there's more to the story. And especially, I believe it was Northern Perspective who reported that CBC initially briefly removed the interview with the CSIS former member, who had said that there was more than enough evidence to prove foreign interference. And then they removed that interview, and then Northern Perspective, shout out, reported on it. And then shortly after, for whatever reason, it was put back up on CBC or whatever network it was. We'll find it and put it up. So it's out of control. The lots happened in the first month or so.
Yeah, it doesn't stop happening.
You know, the talk of Canada in the 51st state, or most of the country turning on Alberta.
Well, what's your opinion on that?
And Premier Smith,
you want to
talking to America,
change our anthem and throw up a new flag?
Well, we've already talked about this on other episodes, but I mean, I'm open for discussion. I mean, you can't find out if something's a bad idea or a good idea unless you talk about it and have the details and shit laid out on the table, right? So right now, up to now, it's been mostly social media posts and Americans and Canadians messing with each other for the most part.
Do you happen to watch that Canada's Illusion?
No.
I recommend it. I'll put it up here. And I recommend everybody watching this video and basically trying to understand how our country may not be a country after all. Interprovincial trade barriers that Pierre had brought up and thought of, like, basically doing more business within, which I think is like
interprovincial trade.
Number one thing that we should be doing out of all of this. We should be taking this as a reality check and a wake-up call to say that we, as Canada, we need to be more self-sufficient. And we have, just like Trump said about the United States, they have, you know, we got the wood. Yeah, we got wood. We got the steel. Got that too. We got uranium. We got lots of it. And we've got lots of energy. So we are so rich in these resources that we need to basically, and unfortunately, past governments and, you know, deals and trades and whatever has got us to this point where we as a country has sold out all our reserves. We don't have a Canadian, I guess, a government oil company. Petrocan's gone because that was government run, right? So we don't have no reserves when it comes down to oil. We don't have any reserves when it comes down to our uranium. Our farmland, well, that's on the backbone of our farmers. So, like, our gold, we sold all that. JT made sure of that, and I believe he sold it all to China. And whatever it was worth then was a lot less than it is now, and they got it for a frickin' steal of a deal.
Yes, Canada did sell all of its gold.
Right. So, you know, all these crazy things that have gone down, right? So
it's been a crazy first month or so of the year.
And it's ongoing.
And Trudeau stole that idea from Pierre because the other day, while Parliament is shut down, Trudeau's still traveling around and having meetings and making public speeches when he should have resigned, apparently, right? Anyway, but he's traveling around. He had mentioned interprovincial trade. I mean, I don't think I've ever... we've paid attention to politics. I don't think we've ever heard Trudeau really ever mention anything about interprovincial trade.
Everybody wants their piece of the pie, it seems. And
like
look, we're talking about pipelines. Who's the first one to stand up? Quebec. No, we don't want them. Boom. So now we're screwed. But here's the solution, right? Because we got to have solutions, right? Let's build a refinery and let's take the infrastructure money and invest it into Manitoba, build a highway right there to Churchill, put up a, you know, state-of-the-art port where we're loading our LNG, you know, because it's just down the road on the, you know, or I should say down the shoreline, excuse me, from where you would just do it in Quebec. So, and build a wall maybe around that province and let them separate. And they're their own country anyway. So if that documentary's true, they're on their own, and we're all on their own.
Well,
and cut the equalization payments.
Well, they're not going to do that.
Shut them down.
I don't think Pierre said the other day that they're not going to mess with the equalization. So
that's too bad.
You can't always like what everything that everyone says, right? Like no one's going to agree with you 100% and all the things that you want. So anyway, so yeah, we just wanted to say hi. It's been a little bit. We took a little holiday break. Hope you folks are doing well, and we wish you all the best in 2025. And if you're still watching this long, we say thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.
Take care. Peace be with everybody. And we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.
Keep your sticks on the ice. Later.
As a Canadian, do you agree that the fentanyl crisis in Canada is acceptable? Do you think an unnecessary trade war with the United States is a far better choice than securing our borders and making Canada safe again? Would you say that Danielle Smith's approach to border security and tariffs is unacceptable, making her the worst premier in Canada? If you agreed with all these questions and want to see Canada economically crash and burn, you may be.
This is Canada. Maple syrup in my cabin, say, hey, kick your ass on